Hello everyone, welcome to the Lungleng show. I have one very distinct guest today, and he is Professor Shalap, and he's a professor of statistics and dean of academic affairs from the IIT Kanpur, which is a very, very prestigious institute in India. So getting admitted to IIT itself is a big challenge. It's not an easy task. So we want to listen more from him why technology and science is really, really important in this age. And I personally also want to understand the ways to get into understanding and getting the concept of science and technologies in this age. And we Nagas in general, we are very weak when it comes to this subject. But today he will, crack the code of how to become someone who is specialized in science and who knows about and who understands science and who builds the interest in science. So I'm very excited that I have to talk to someone out of my purview of studies to understand a different subject that I've never studied. And I'm glad that you are here, Professor Shalap.
Thank you very much.
This is a great opportunity because someone from IIT Kanpur coming in talking to us is, I consider this a true opportunity like that we are having today. And I appreciate you and thank you for coming to our studio to have a conversation like this.
It's my pleasure also, and it was a wonderful experience to be here in this state for the first time. And yeah, right from the childhood we have heard about this state, and it was a wonderful experience to meet people and see in person that how do they feel, what did they do. So one thing I can say, I'm here for the last 4 or 5 days. The Nagas students are also very good, just like any other student of the country.
Oh, wonderful. So this is your first time in Nagaland?
Yes.
And for the last few days, how has your experience been?
Yeah, in the last 4 days, I had met almost 2,500 students of class 12. And we had almost, if I try to say, 3 hours, 3.5 hours, and I think 5 times.
Wow.
So, and the type of students and the type of questions what they were asking me, that is enormous. That is beyond my imagination, and many times it was difficult for me to think that how a class 12 student can even think like this. So I really appreciate their knowledge, and I acknowledge the type of training what they are getting in this state by their schools, by their teachers. I'm sure that if they get a little bit motivation and little bit guidance, I'm sure they will do the wonders in their life.
Oh, that's your genuine observation, right?
Yes.
Wonderful.
And I believe and I have a firm belief that if these students are given a right direction, some idea. There is a story of fox and the grapes. The story is told us in our childhood in the schools that there is a fox which is trying to jump to catch the grapes.
Yep.
And finally the fox could not get the grapes, and the fox said that the grapes are sour. For this Nagas student, I will say at the moment they are like a fox, but if the teachers and our society and our system gives them a little push, they will jump higher and the same grapes will become very sweet.
Wonderful.
Grapes are always sweet.
Okay.
Because the fox could not get it, so that is why they were sour. But had there been some good teacher who could have given a pat on the back of the fox, please run or say please jump a little bit higher, you can do it, possibly the fox could also had got the grapes.
That's a beautiful analogy. And when you talk about Naga society, I'm like one typical example who hates to study mathematics and science. So I kind of represent the average every Naga student here. And I have faced that experience with the fear of mathematics and science. I could never touch that subject because I thought that I'm not designed for that and I'm not built for that.
Right.
So what I want to understand from your experience in dealing with students, students who come to your institute or not necessarily coming to your institute, but wherever you have talked to students who are, let's say, who thinks just like me, that I'm not built for statistics, data, and science.
Yes.
Do you see any improvement when they get motivated and when they are given the good direction?
There is no doubt. There is no doubt that anybody in this world is born without zero knowledge, zero information. This is only the family, education, schools, colleges. They give the right direction to the students, and if the students are able to pick up, then success will automatically come to them. Nobody works for success. If you are going in the right direction, then obviously you will reach to the success.
Okay.
The only thing will be, yes, there can be a difference of a day or 2 days or a month.
Yeah.
That's all. But the most important part is that student needs someone to tell them what they have to do, how they have to do, and what is the outcome. You see, they are a student. They are in a very young age, and unless and until they are told about the advantages and disadvantages, or what they will get out of that thing, why should they work? It is right from the childhood, the way we are taken care by our families is that my mother always said me, okay, if you learn the table of 2, 3, and 4 by evening today, I will give you a chocolate. That motivated me to learn the tables. I was least interested in the tables, but the chocolate made me interested, and it was my job. I said, I have to do it. I have to learn 2, 3, and 4. And next time I asked my wife, if I learn 6, 7, 8 table by evening today, what are you going to give me? She said, I will give you two chocolates. And then believe me, this is the way I learned all the tables in the shorter time. And it's not only tables, means any subject.
Any subject, truly.
So when we go to the school also, when the teacher says that, okay, if you do a good job, you get good marks, and then you will be getting a first class, first rank. That is the motivation. Without motivation, nobody can work.
True.
So if the motivation is given in the right direction, and if they are explained why are they studying, why they are doing science, why science is important, possibly there is no reason in my opinion which can stop them from achieving any type of success in the world.
Great. Now I wanted to show you a scenario of the existing scenario of Nagaland state, or let's say the Naga or the many northeastern states. You know, what we think is that science and mathematics, we are not good at it. That's, you know, that's like you said, before trying, we already surrendered to that. Now you have interacted with students from different colleges, and let's get down to the minute details here now. That there are no good science teachers, that one can be responsible. But why there are no good science teachers? Because we don't produce science students. How can there be good science teachers?
You see, as I said, first you need to create the motivation. So through your program, let me try to address all the students of Nagaland.
Okay.
So my dear students, tell me one thing. How many of you really want to become rich by honesty and famous by honesty? I'm sure that all of you will say yes. All of us want to earn more money by honesty. And we all want to become famous through some honest ways. The question is how you can achieve it. The answer is very simple. If you are trying to take the right decision at the right time, at the right place, then the success will automatically come. We get failures in our life because we take wrong decision at the right time. So in case if you practice in your life that how you are going to take the right decision at the right time, at the right place, the success will be yours. Now the question comes, how would you decide that what is right decision and what is wrong decision? Many times we get confused, and particularly at the age in which you are going, there are lots of confusion in the life, and we badly get confused that whether it is right or wrong. When your decisions are based on science, then everybody will accept them in the whole world. Suppose if I say that, okay, in the month of May, in the evening, there is going to be heavy snowfall in Kohima. Nobody will believe on me, and everybody will say that my decision is not correct. But if I say there is going to be small rain in the evening in Kohima in the month of May, everybody will say yes. Now, once again, I would ask you to spend some time in thinking why you are saying yes and why you are saying no. The answer is very simple. You all are trained mathematicians and statisticians by your mind. You collected some data from the past that what happens in the Kohima city during the month of May. And then you did some mathematical modeling, statistical modeling, and based on you forecasted that the chances are extremely low that there can be a snowfall in the month of May in Kohima, and you said no. But when you collected the data on the weather from the past, you said, yeah, the chances that it may rain in the evening in the Kohima city in the month of May, these chances are very high. And you said yes. So once again, your decisions are based on science, using statistics, mathematics, data science, etc. And you forecasted, but you don't know what you did. If I ask you to write down the methodology that you have opted inside your mind, please write down on a piece of paper, you may not do it. Okay. So that is the difference, that when you say that we are not good in mathematics, I completely disagree with each one of you that you don't know mathematics. When you can make a forecasting by framing a complicated model inside your mind within a couple of seconds, how can somebody will believe that you don't know mathematics? The only thing is that, nobody told you that you are doing it mathematics.
Now that is a very kind of a philosophical explanation of what mathematics is also. Now, if we look at it in a very realistic way, now I want to study after my class 10th, I want to study science and let's say want to specialize in mathematics. And I don't have a good background on mathematics. Now, what would be the first step to start learning mathematics? Because some can be more talented, of course, some can be less talented, but if you're interested, you can do so. That's what you're claiming. Now, what is the practical way of starting to learn mathematics in the beginning?
You see, the first thing is this, there are some conceptual issues.
The
conceptual issues, the word like someone is good in mathematics, someone is not good in mathematics, someone knows the subject, someone doesn't know the subject, someone finds the subject difficult, someone finds the subject easy. These are only our mindset. My simple answer to all the students of Nagaland is that the difference between difficult topic and an easy topic is 1 hour. If any topic is difficult, just try to spend 1 hour with your full concentration in studying and understanding that topic. That topic will be converted into an easy topic. Similar is the role with, say, science subject like mathematics, physics, chemistry. Right. As long as we are understanding the topic, it looks very easy. And the moment we start feeling that the topic, that I am not understanding the topic, it becomes difficult. So in order to solve it, the rule is very simple. Just try to take some proper books and try to spend some time. For example, I know there are, although there are many books, but there are books which are prescribed by NCERT. And I've been told that many schools are following the books from NCERT. I will say you just pick up the book of class 9, class 10th from NCERT and try to read each and every line with full concentration. The only condition is your brain should be with you. When you are studying, the brain should not go out of the book. And believe me, you all are capable. You study for some time, try to understand. Not if you are not understanding in the first reading, try to read it again. It is just a matter of only couple of minutes. And then try to think what they are trying to say. And believe me, this concept will go inside your brain. They will be settled down. And then after that, when you try to read further things, they will look very, very easy. I give you a very simple example. Some student may ask, if I sit, if I study, I cannot sit beyond 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And after that, I lose my concentration. So I have a problem in concentrating. I ask you a counter example. When you go to watch a good movie, usually it is for 2 hours, 3 hours. How many times you lose your concentration? So once again, this is only a mindset, what I want to do and what I don't want to do. So the moment any student decides that I want to learn mathematics, I can promise you nobody can stop him. her or him. The only question is this: yes, because there may be some concept from the past which they have not understood, and because of which they are unable to understand the present topic. Better is to, if you are facing the problem in class 9, to take up a book of class 8, class 7, class 6.
Achha.
This is a matter of only couple of hours.
That's interesting now.
And then you try to see, okay, suppose there is a quadratic equation. I don't know what is the linear equation. Then you go to your earlier class, pick up the chapter of linear equation, couple of pages, read it, and that's all. So whenever there is a problem, there is an opportunity for improvement.
True.
And every time you solve a problem, you are more closer to the success.
Oh, that's very interesting. I like the idea of you're studying something now at present and you're not able to understand, not because you're not capable of, but you have missed out some concepts in the past.
Exactly.
So you have to go back and refer that and make yourself understand that first.
Exactly.
Then things will become clear. Now, we have to put so much effort in mathematics and science if you're interested. I want to see and understand some of the opportunities. I mean, what are the opportunities of studying mathematics and science as per your experience?
Before I try to answer your question, I must make clear that, okay, I am not criticizing means any stream.
Of course. Of course.
Means humanities, arts, commerce, everything is important. But since I am from science background, so I understand more importance about the science.
Yes.
And so that is why I will be concentrating on the science subject. But I request all the teachers and all the students to please don't misunderstand me that I am trying to degrade or disregard any of the subjects. All are very important for the growth of the society, city, state, and country, and the world.
But our society, as you must have observed, is, let's say, 80 to 90% are from art stream.
Yes.
Generally.
Yes.
So there is imbalance.
Yes.
And when there is imbalance, a society cannot grow because we don't have the resources.
Yes.
How will a society grow when there is too much imbalance, right?
Yes.
So, yeah, that's the point.
Okay, my first question to all the students of this state is that, who taught you how to operate Facebook? Who taught them how to operate WhatsApp? And who taught them how to operate the smartphone? Which college they have gone? Who was their teacher to tell all these things?
True.
Everybody did themselves.
Yeah.
Right. So I completely disagree that students don't have the aptitude. Students have a very good aptitude.
Okay.
The only thing is this: they have not been told that what you will get if you study science.
That's correct.
Right. If I can explain you today that what are the advantages and what is the career growth and where you can reach in your life by studying science, possibly this will automatically motivate them that, okay, there is something which if they try, their career will become better. And as I said in the beginning, everybody wants to become rich. They want to earn more money by honesty. Everybody wants to become famous. These are the basic fundamental issues with the human being. So they will be able to do it. Right. So you see, whenever we are trying to make any decision, if the decision is correct, that will lead to the success in the life. And any decision that we have understood with this example, that if that is based on mathematics and science, then it will help many people, and then it will lead to eventually to the success. If I take a very simple example, a couple of years back, we had seen the COVID.
Yep.
COVID came, nobody knew about it. What is COVID and what it is going to do? And everybody was struggling. Means first wave was okay, but second wave was deadly. Many people died because of COVID. And then there was somebody who had a background in the science. They started trying how to save our people. And then all those people who had a background in, say, biology, physics, chemistry, and other streams of science, like as medical science, virology, etc., they started working. Other people, they stayed inside their home because of fear. But those people who were knowledgeable in the science, they came forward. They were fearless. They took a risk. And finally, they developed the vaccine. and that vaccine helped the entire country, entire world, and the human lives were saved. Then in the next example I can give you, when the second wave was ending, in the first wave nobody expected that second wave will also come. When the second wave come, it was deadly and everybody got really scared. And people were so scared that they were thinking that whether there can be third wave or fourth wave or something like this. Nobody knew. Then me and my student and one of my colleague, we started working on it. We had the data of first and second COVID wave, and we forecasted at least couple of months before the arrival of the third and fourth wave, that the third and fourth wave are going to arrive in the country on these dates. And they arrived approximately at the same time. If nobody believes on my statement, they can go to Google and type their Shalap COVID wave forecast. They will get all the paper and the details. But what I'm trying to emphasize, we had not used any magic, but we had used only the mathematics and statistics to find out some model and do the forecasting that when the third and fourth wave will come. And that helped many people in the country to make the proper policies so that many people can be saved. So with these two examples, possibly I can convince the students of, all the students of Nagaland, that if you study science, mathematics, etc., then possibly it is going to help the humanity. When nothing will work, then science will give you a solution. So now the question is here that once you study the science, definitely there can be inventions. Without inventions, the society and the country will not progress. 20 years back, we started with a cell phone, a big size cell phone, then it became a keypad, then a smartphone, then internet. What is this? These are different inventions based on science.
A lot of inventions have come. Now, from IIT Kanpur, can you mention some of what are the students doing after they graduate? Is there any success stories after studying there?
Yes.
People would...
Not one, not two. We have a base of alumni, which are more than 43,000. And I will just name a couple of them. All of you must have heard the name of Mr. Narayan Murthy, who is the founder of Infosys. He was a student at IIT Kanpur. All of you must have heard the name of Indigo Airline. One of the co-founders of the Indigo Airline, Mr. Rakesh Gangawal, he was a student at IIT Kanpur. Dr. Subba Rao, he was the governor of Reserve Bank of India, which controlled all the policies in the country. He was a student at our place. Professor Abhay Karandikar, he is currently the Secretary of Department of Science and Technology. And he was our director recently. He completed his term. And he was also a student of IIT Kanpur. And then all those people who have worked at the principal advisor, scientific advisor to the government of India, principal economic advisor to the government of India. There's a long list. They all were the student at IIT Kanpur, and they came to IIT Kanpur after qualifying class 12. Or after completing their UG from undergraduate from some other place. So at this stage, yes, it looks like a hypothetical situation that you all are in class 10th, 11th, 12th, suppose. Now, if I say that after 4 years or after 5 years, you will have a startup, you will be making the decision for the whole country, and you will be in a position to do invention, nobody would believe. But recently, during the COVID time, the whole country was facing the problem of ventilators. Then our faculty colleagues and some students, they came together and they invented a portable ventilator that helped the entire country. Most recently, the students and the faculty member at IIT Kanpur, they are working in the development of artificial heart for the human being.
Is it really happening there in the campus?
It is happening inside the campus, and it means I invite all the students and I can show you the laboratories. Yes, they are experts, people who are working there, And as of now, it is in the stage of trials on the chemicals. Animals.
Animals. Okay.
Right. So after that, it will go to the human being, and other things will follow. But if I ask all the students of the state that after 4 years or 5 years, can you believe on yourself that you will be doing such things? They are developing drones.
Yeah.
Then we have startups. There is a company Pool, that whenever we offer the flowers to the temple, what happens to those flowers after that? They are simply thrown away. So they have developed a technology by which they can use these flowers in different way. They are preparing incense sticks, and even they are preparing the artificial leather, which is used in different types of things. So our students are doing wonders. And
Amazing.
The only thing is this: what are the ingredients of this success?
Yeah.
They had a good training at IIT Kanpur in science and technology.
Wonderful.
And before coming to IIT Kanpur, they had a good training in science subject like biology, physics, chemistry, mathematics.
In their own universities and colleges.
Yes.
Now, I also, now as an adult, I'm also realizing I have post-graduated.
Yeah.
I've done my master's like about a decade ago.
Yeah.
I'm also realizing, as a person, I'm entrepreneurial in nature.
Yeah.
And I want to become an entrepreneur as a person
Yes.
as well.
Yes.
And when I look at it, technology is the best
Yes.
thing to become,
Yes.
to make money and to become an entrepreneur.
Yes.
I think it's the, we heard a lot about Silicon Valley and so on.
Yes.
And the richest men in the world are all technologists right
Yes.
now. I mean, can that be possible from India? How can that help us?
It is happening, man.
Right.
It is happening. I can see your setup. It's an excellent setup, and I believe that you have worked very hard. But if I ask you, can you think of a system that when you were doing your undergraduate and you had a capability to become an entrepreneur, and you had an intention to start your own startup, do you think that if your institute or your university might have helped you in finding some financial resources, giving you a professional training, how to establish a company, how to start a startup, how to become an entrepreneur, do you think that would that had been helpful to you?
Of course.
Yes. So at our IIT Kanpur, we encourage our students to have their own startups and company during their undergraduate program. Means I can say that after class 12, when the students comes to IIT Kanpur, just after 2 years, we have this opportunity that if they want to experiment with the entrepreneurship, we help them. And we even give them, say this semester leave, that, okay, you please go and experiment wholeheartedly with your startup. We help them in giving different types of expert advices, and we help them in securing some financial resources. We also help them in giving them some financial resource so that they can work on their concept rather than they are wasting the time in getting the funding. And if their concept is good, then within 6 months, within 12 months, they can see the outcome. If the startup or company becomes successful, then it is there. If they fail somehow, don't worry. Come back to studies. You have no loss. We will give you the required number of credits so that you can graduate it in time. So IITs are such a place which go out of the way, and they are always ahead in thinking that how to help the students of the country so that we can take out the best from them.
Absolutely. Now, as a data scientist, the concept and the career in data science is like looming very large across the globe. Now, we look up any study or any job advertisements abroad as well. You will see data scientists. Data everywhere is required. What actually is data science? It's how different is it? Not statistics. I want to understand better. What is that data science?
You see, data science is a combination of couple of subjects.
Okay.
And as the name suggests, this is the science of the data. The data is only a number, but data has lots of information in it.
Yep.
And but the only problem is this data is deaf and dumb. It has lots of information, but it cannot speak to tell us. It cannot hear our voice. So we have to understand and develop a language to understand the what data is trying to inform us.
Okay.
So now in this world, the scenario is completely changed. The data is coming continuously. If you try to use this smartphone, lots of data is being transmitted to different servers, including the Google servers, every second.
Yep.
There is a tremendous amount of data, and every piece of data is containing some important information. Now, how are you going to use it in a way so that I can give the correct and useful information out of that? For that, we have a subject of statistics. The statistics tells us that what type of tools we can use on the data to get the correct information. For example, I can say, if you want to know what is what age usually the students in Kohima complete their class 12. It is very simple. You try to collect a sample of the students' age who are studying in class 12 and then find out the arithmetic mean. So that's a statistical way. Right, somebody may be 15 years, somebody may be 16 years, somebody may be 17 years, and you try to find out the arithmetic mean. This is the one of the most simple example. But then we try to teach them, we try to make them learn different types of statistical modeling techniques and different types of things from the statistics point of view. Now, data is coming automatically from different ways. This can be a picture, this can be a audio, this can be a video, this can be a text, this can be a number. So how to extract the data in the required format in these different resources and how to save them on a server in a format which is useful for the further application and how to handle the data which is coming online. Okay. For that, we need to understand a little bit of computer science also.
Interesting.
Otherwise, we cannot handle the data.
Of course.
Now, when we are trying to develop the statistical tool without mathematics, we cannot do it. For example, if you want to invert a matrix of 2 by 2, we can do it manually. But if you have matrix of, say, order 2 million by 2 million, then you need some algorithm to find out the rules or the solution. So for that, a help from mathematics is required. So if you have these, and then computer programming is also needed so that you can write what you want to do in a logical way, in a correct way. And so if you want to become a data science again, without science, as the name suggests, you cannot do anything, but then you have to target on couple of subjects which you have to understand, like as mathematics, statistics, optimization, computer science, etc. And after that, you have to understand some other areas because we have a solution, but where are we going to put the solution?
Right.
So whenever we should have a broad mind, good training in science to understand very quickly the requirement from other subjects. Somebody is facing a problem in physics, somebody is facing a problem in music. So when the person comes to us, okay, we have this type of data and we want to know this thing, we should have a good IQ level that so that I can understand the problem and I can translate in my framework. And then we try to solve it, and then we have to retranslate in the way which the person wants. So if you again try to see, if you want to become a physicist, chemist, or say data scientist, you always need to have a background in the science. Once you have these things, I can assure you, getting a job is not a problem. People are looking forward for those people who understand the science from the basic fundamental. Here, I would like to address one more question which I have noticed.
Okay.
When people say, and particularly the students say that I know the subject, they try to get this answer from the marks what they are getting. But I would like to address all the students. Getting the good marks does not always indicate that you know the subject.
Absolutely.
For example, if somebody has crammed an answer just before the examination and the student just remembers the whole solution and he writes exactly without understanding, he or she will also be getting full marks. But on the other hand, there is a student who is understanding it and then solving it there. He or she will also be getting the same mark. But there is a huge difference in the importance of the marks of the two candidates.
Sure.
The person who has understood the solution and then he has solved the problem, that student will go much further in the life than the student who has simply swallowed and vomited the solution during the examination. So my very sincere advice to all the students is that whenever you are trying to understand or study any topic on any subject, please try to understand it from the basic fundamental. Try to attack on the basic fundamental. Try to have a friendship with the word W. Whenever you try to read anything, try to ask question to yourself: why it happened, why not it cannot happen, where it happened, how it happened, etc., etc. The more you ask the question to yourself, your level of IQ will increase. And above all, sometimes students also get confused that if they cannot solve the problem in the first attempt, that means they are not good. No, this is absolutely wrong. There are two ways. There is a problem. You can solve it in the first attempt, or suppose you solve it in the 10th attempt.
Yeah.
If you can solve it in the first attempt, you are intelligent, good enough. But what I want to emphasize that if you solve the problem in the 10th attempt, it does not mean you are bad, because you are better than many others, because in the 10th attempt you have learned that how to solve the problem, and in the first 9 attempt you also learned that what should not I do to solve the problem. What are the 9 different wrong ways and which is the correct ways. So this way, if you try to practice for the second question, you may attempt and you may solve it in the say 6th attempt. And then in the third question, you may solve it in the 2nd attempt. And gradually, if you try to practice more problems, then your success will come closer. So more failures, that means you are getting more closer to the success. So my request to all the students is that whenever they are trying to study the basic subjects like physics, chemistry, mathematics, biology, etc., they must study them from the fundamental point of view. They try to solve the problems from the first principle. Even when they are looking at the solved example in the book, they must hide the solution first, look at the problems only, think about them, try to think. If they are unable to solve, then they try to look at the solution and try to see what they were missing because of which they could not solve the problem. This is the way they can improve themselves. And as you said in the beginning, that there is a fear in the heart for the subject. This fear will go away. Once the fear is away, we are fearless, then nobody can stop us in achieving any success in life.
That's nice. I think it all comes down to how strong our foundation, the basic understanding of the concept in the beginning. And I used to be that student who would even memorize the mathematical solution. The moment the teacher changed the value of one question, everything just crumbles. So I mean, that's why I was so scared of this subject. Anyway, coming back now, suppose I'm a student who wants to someday study in IIT. Let's say in any IIT Institute of India. I mean, what would be the first step? Can you take me to like the procedures for me to prepare for getting into IIT so that I can get better job placements, I can be an inventor in the future?
But before that, I can just explain in very quickly what are IITs. You see, there are 23 IITs at now all over the country, and it is Indian Institute of Technology. And all IITs are independent of themselves. And after our country got the freedom, then the Prime Minister at that time, Mr. Jawaharlal Nehru, thought that how our country can progress. And then he thought that science education and technology is very important for the country to progress. And with this point of view, they took the help from other countries and they established different IITs in country. For example, in the beginning, in the east, IIT Kharagpur was established. In the west, IIT Bombay was established. In the central, IIT Delhi was established. In the north, IIT Kanpur was established. And in the south, IIT Madras was established. Later on in 1995, IIT Guwahati was established in Assam. And now, gradually, now we have 23 IITs.
So even your institute, IIT Kanpur, is one of the pioneers.
All IITs are good. All IITs are good, actually, you could say. And for example, if I tell about IIT Kanpur was established with the help of top universities in US. Those people came to India. They established the academic system, the institute. So that is why, and now after 50 years, 70 years, they have established that the type of training, the way they were giving the training to the students, they have done the wonders. And that is why these institutes are called as Institute of National Importance.
Oh,
They are
okay.
very important
Okay.
for the country.
I agree.
So, so if somebody wants to get into this IT system, I will say in general rather I will make it more general.
Yeah.
So first thing is this: during class 11th and 12th, they need to have physics, chemistry, and mathematics.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the same syllabus which in most of the boards syllabus is there.
Mm.
And then they have to first appear in one examination which is called as Joint Entrance Examination, JEE Main. This is conducted by National Testing Agency.
Okay.
And then this exam happens 3 times in a year. So if they appear once, and suppose if they want to improve their marks, they can appear once again. And
So
then,
there is no
and
limit.
means limits are there that they have
Okay.
to appear just after class 12 plus 1 year more.
Okay.
Right,
okay,
but then
okay.
their maximum of the marks will be considered for making the rank.
Right.
So so at the end means they will have their marks. They will be ranked, and now from this list, these IITs choose approximately 1.7, 1.8 lakhs top candidates. And they are allowed to appear in another examination, which is called as JEE Advanced, Joint Entrance Examination Advanced.
Mm.
And this examination is conducted by IITs, and it is only for IITs mainly. Now they will appear in this examination once again, which happens in the around third week of May every year.
Mm-mm.
Now, again, they will be asked the question on the same syllabus, physics, chemistry, and mathematics.
Okay.
And now, based on the marks, what they get, there will be a rank. And based on the rank, they can choose different IITs, different courses. And based on that, their ranks, they will be assigned different courses in different IITs. I would like to emphasize one thing. As the name suggests, Indian Institute of Technology, it appears that we are teaching only engineering. No. We have science departments also. We have departments of mathematics, statistics, physics, chemistry, biology, etc. So coming to IIT and including the economic science. So coming to IIT does not mean that you are going to become an engineer only.
Yeah.
You are going to get the training in the science subject, in the engineering subject, and you will not believe that we also teach you humanities,
Yes. Yes.
psychology, sociology, etc.
Right.
And it's not only that we teach physics, chemistry, maths, biology also to them. And then students will have lots of freedom. In the first 2 years, they have to do some compulsory courses, which will create the foundation. And after that, they will be free to choose the courses across the departments, what they want to do. Because at class 12 level, they don't know what is the difference between chemistry and chemical engineering. Once they come to the institute, then they get this idea, and then they would like to become something, and we facilitate that thing. So from the third year onwards, they get lots of freedom to go to do different courses and to do what they want to do. For example, if they want to know how to do photography, how to make film, even we have those courses also.
Okay.
So it's there are infinite limits, and one thing I can clear when I say about this thing, when students think that okay, IITs are only for education, for studying. I said no. You also have a freedom to play. You will have all sorts of sports there. We have the best facilities in the country for the sports. So we have swimming pool, we have hockey ground, we have football ground, we have squash, we have lawn tennis, we have billiards, we have table tennis, we have badminton. You name anything. These things are there. We have different clubs where students work at their own time. In the evening, we have floodlights in the ground where the students can play even in the night.
Okay. So then after getting into IIT, you complete your study in IIT. Now, when you are about to graduate, there will be campus placements. There can be, or they cannot. That's a different. Now, when there is a campus placements, where are the students placed, and what are the packages in general that they get?
You see, one thing we have to understand that when they get placed after in their fourth year, this is their first job.
Okay.
Right, and many companies actually, this is the choice of the student. First, they have to decide what they want to do.
Yes, yes.
And based on that, different people, different companies, they come there and they have to choose where they want to apply. Some students, they want to go for higher studies. They they join MS program or MTech program and PhD program. Somebody wants to go to the government jobs, then they apply for these UPSC exams and different types of other exams. And I'm very happy to share with you that just about 2 weeks back, the UPSC has declared the results of Indian Administrative Services, and the topper in 2024 for this IAS is one of the students from IIT Kanpur, Mr. Aditya Shrivastava.
Okay.
Right. So he graduated recently from IIT Kanpur. Then we will have different types of analytics companies, private sector, corporate sector. You name anything, whatever you want, you will get it. And and the package, you see, package is a very controversial thing, because package, people misunderstand that package means the salary in hand, but sometimes it is CTC, cost to the company. So, but I would say simply that they get a decent package, they get a good package, and this is a starting point. After that, it depends on them, that how much they want to learn the area in which they want to excel. And if they excel, then sky is the limit to have the package.
So now the package, I mean, I want to know, like, what are the students getting from your institute, from your experience?
In terms of package?
In terms of package, in their placement.
You see, getting a package of 10 lakh, 12 lakhs is the starting point.
Okay.
And many times it goes to 30 lakhs, 40 lakhs. Sometimes you read in the newspaper somebody has got into crores, because it's not actually crore. They are getting the job in US or some other countries. So media persons, they try to multiply the US or Euro rate with the Indian. But the difference is that
they have high living costs.
Their living costs are very much different. But definitely there is one assurity that they will be getting a very good job. And after that, if I ask you, our own alumni, Mr. Narayan Murthy, Mr. Rakesh Gangwal, how much they are earning, means that they themselves have donated 100 crores to our institute.
Oh, okay.
So what should I ask that? How much is your package and what you are earning? Right. There is one Muktesh Pant. He has recently donated lots of money. And there is his mother was a Hindi writer. So in her name, he established a center for the languages there. So there are many alumni who are donating the money to the institute. So definitely they are earning a lot. That is why they are donating. Recently, we are going to establish a school of medical school inside the IIT Kanpur, and approximately 400 crores of rupees has been donated only by the alumni of IIT Kanpur for establishing the medical school.
By the alumni alone?
Only alumni up to now. Remaining funds will come from other sources. So when somebody who is donating so much of money, you can imagine that after a couple of years, how much they will be earning.
I mean, that's a good indicator that it leads you to, like you said, it's a good institute for you to become rich as a person and to become famous as a person.
And by honesty.
Through honest means. You don't have to be corrupt to do all that.
Exactly.
And also when you look around the world, you see that there are the booming areas of entrepreneurship and businesses like space, electric vehicle, and like I said, data science. And all of this is, these are booming. These are booming across the globe. How can we play a role in the global scenario?
We are doing it.
Okay, like how?
We are doing it just after the second year. Usually, we involve our students in different types of programs, including research.
Okay.
Right, and we make them understand by the basic fundamentals. So if you come to IIT Kanpur, there are different clubs which are operated only by the student. They are making a sports vehicle, they are making drones, and they are doing everything. So depending on for example, nowadays 5G, 6G tests are going on. We also have a place, we have a center for flexible electronics where our students and some other faculty members are working. So at our institute, we always try to establish the centers and other departments which are the requirement of the country, of the world. Recently, we have established the department and a school on sustainable engineering.
Okay.
Now, sustainability is a concept which everybody is talking, but nobody knows what is the carbon footprint, how to reduce it. Now we are producing the students in the latest area who are going to the society after completing their degree, and they are trying to help the country and the world.
Okay.
So at IIT, this is the good part, that we always try to catch up with the latest trends, latest research and latest areas, and we try to train our students. For example, we started the 4 years degree program in data science, statistics and data science just 4 years back. So that is the beauty of the place, that as soon as there is a new boom of any area, we try to train our students in that area. And that I'm thankful to all the faculty members of my institute who train themselves to understand those subjects, and they are ready to teach our students about the latest area. We have a strength of about 570 faculty members over the world-class top faculty members in the world. And they are training our students. So definitely when our teachers are good, then our students are definitely going to be good.
Yeah, well, that's wonderful. I'm happy that, our country is also thinking and looking at the world stage in this perspective. That's wonderful. And now, it's a kind of a personal question also. Yeah. Who do you think, or who do you admire the most as a statistician? Who do you admire the most as any mathematician in the world?
You see, if I take any name, that will be my personal bias.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
I will say that all my teachers of mathematics, all my teachers of statistics, who created the level of inquisitivity inside me, I admire them the most. All my teachers up to class 12 and an undergraduate, postgraduate, my PhD guide, all my teachers in different ways who have trained me in mathematics and statistics, I admire all of them. There are two types of God. One which is invisible, and second is visible. Invisible God I have not seen. I can only feel. And there are some gods which are before my eyes. They are my teachers, my parents. I admire them the most.
Wow, that's a very sweet answer, and I like that. Now, on the concluding part, let's say a student from Nagaland, a Naga wants to pursue career in data science or in technology and computer science and all of this. As a class 10 student or as a high school student, how should I start preparing for this?
Very simple. Very simple. You see, you cannot prepare for this examination in a day. The preparation starts at the class of, say, as soon as you become a student of 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The moment you believe or you start feeling that you are getting more interest in science subjects, it can be biology, it can be mathematics, it can be anything. Then you have to focus on those subjects. My one advice is that whenever you are trying to study, try to study from the basic fundamentals. Don't try to cram the results formula and try to swallow and vomit them. If you start preparing, if you learn your class 9, class 10 from the basic fundamental point of view, then class 11, class 12, study physics, chemistry, mathematics. If you study biology, then equally you can go for the medical science also. But if you come to this engineering side or science side, then physics, chemistry, mathematics, they are important. Just try to, the syllabus is the same. The syllabus of the board examination, the syllabus of the GE examination, they are the same. Only the level of the difficulty varies. In IIT JEE advanced question paper, you will not get any question which you have solved earlier. So the challenge is this: if your basic fundamentals are clear, then when the exams begin, then when you see the questions, if your fundamentals are clear, you will get an idea how to attempt it. And then if you have practiced well, if your fundamentals are clear, you will solve it correctly. As soon as you solve it correctly, you will be inside IIT Kanpur. But if you try to cram the results, mug up the results, swallow and vomiting approach, this will definitely not lead to the success in the IIT JEE system.
And it will not.
So this is very simple. You start learning these subjects right from the basic. Try to practice the problems. People usually don't solve the problem. Try to solve as many as problem, because when you try to solve the problem, then you get more, then you understand the fundamentals better. So try to solve as many as problem. Try to read from good books only, from the standard books only. There are many books, I cannot comment on them, but at least the books which are published by NCERT, I know that they have been written by good people who understand the subject, and everything whatever is written there is correct. So try to make the base as the NCERT books. Try to solve as many as problem, and by step, if you make your base stronger, there is nobody in the world who can stop you in coming to IIT system. And remember one thing, there are approximately 10,000 to 11,000 seats in different IITs, and you need only one seat. So it is not difficult. The only thing is this, it depends on you, that how you prepare for these subjects so that you can solve those examination inside the during the examination, you can solve those problems.
Wonderful. That's a good advice and very practical advice. And I believe that, everything comes down to basics. So back to basics, Nagas, and we should build a strong foundation for our children. Unless we have that foundation, we would not go any far.